Welcome to the WDW Fan Zone Show. I am Stuart Sternberg, and I am joined tonight by Darlene Nagy, John Maloney, Lottie Ferguson, and Kurt. And tonight, we've got a fun show for you. Have you ever tried to get a ticket to Walt Disney World with their wonderful reservation system and you can't get in, but you're still there on property? Well, guess what? There's a bunch of things you can do without even going into a park that day. And we're going to tell you all about it and give our list as we go round and round with things you can do at Walt Disney World without stepping foot in a theme park. All right. Does anybody want to go first? Darlene wants to go first. Well, she's got her back to us. For those watching us on YouTube, I'm going to mention something that I mention every week because it's something that I hold near and dear to my heart because, you know, when it comes to planning vacations, you want somebody that has your interests at heart. You want somebody who is listening to you and doing what you want them to do and explaining things to you the right way and not just explaining things the right way, educating you on what a Disney vacation is all about. There's a lot that goes into it. Just, you know, it's not just making advanced dining reservations. It's not just telling you about Genie Plus. It's actually working your way through the parks the right days, like figuring out which park to go to on what day, what is the least crowded on a Wednesday, what's the most crowded on a Monday, and making the right decisions. And Mouse Fan Travel does that and so much more for their clients. You know, I say it all the time. They do things your way, which is the right way and the only way. So whether it's Walt Disney World, Disneyland, an Adventure by Disney, or my favorite outside of the parks, a Disney cruise, Mouse Fan Travel has you covered. Even if you want to go on a non-Disney vacation, they're experts in anything and everything related to travel, wherever and whenever you want to go. So go to www.mousefantravel.com. That is www.mousefantravel.com. All right, Darlene, let's get into it. Go ahead.
Well, if you don't have a park reservation, and, you know, one of the best things to do is go and book yourself a nice day at the spa. There's plenty of spas on property that you can enjoy and get a great massage, get your hair done, get a facial, you know, and you can use their fitness rooms too.
You know, I have 30 things on my list. That was number 30 on my list.
30, wow.
Yeah, not on mine, right, Lottie?
But my list is not in any particular order. It was things that I just thought about and just jotted them down as I thought about them. All right, John, how about you?
I'm gonna skip some of the more obvious ones that I know you're going to talk about, and this is kind of a category of things, and you can tell me how far to go with it, but using Disney transportation as entertainment.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there for a second. If you're talking about particular transportation, let's break it down to each individual one. If you're talking about entertainment to get you there, then then go ahead.
No. Yeah, so I'm going to pick one of them.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with the Skyliner. So it really depends on where. So if it's certainly helpful to be staying on property, but the Skyliner certainly touches a number of Disney resorts, all of the Epcot resorts, the Riviera, the Caribbean Beach, as well as the Pop Century and Art of Animation. So you can take the Skyliner and travel around to different places, you know, whether you want to go to the boardwalk area and walk around there, or you want to go to Caribbean Beach and see some things, or different places. And we're going to talk about some of those other things in some of the other categories, but just using the Skyliner as kind of an attraction in and of itself, and then just the experience of traveling around any of the places you can get to from it.
And for those of you who do not use Mouse Fan Travel as your travel agent, I ask that you talk to your agent or whoever you're planning your vacation with and ask them how you can take the Skyliner from Orlando International Airport to parks. And if they tell you how you can do that, you've got the wrong agent. All right, Kurt.
Okay, I'm kind of like yank the rug out from the ladies here with this one, because I'm taking that other fun mode of transportation. I'm going over there to the monorail, and they're going to go drinking around the world. So they actually had it for a while. I don't know if they're doing it again, where they would make reservations for you. You would stop at each of the resorts around the world there with the monorail around the Seven Seas Lagoon and pop in and have a drink. So if you're a Disney Vacation Club member, you can go to the Top of the World Lounge. You can go to the, whatever the one is over there at the Polynesian, finish up over the Grand Floridian. Hey, go whatever order you want. Usually I'd finish up, if I was going to do something like that, over at the Top of the World Lounge, because then you can watch the fireworks as they're going off over the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So, and then make sure you have a designated driver, please, because that monorail will only take you so far.
Right.
That's very true. All right, Lottie.
Oh, my favorite thing to do outside of the parks, besides food, is shopping. I love the Marketplace Co-op at Disney Springs. That's probably my favorite place to shop. I always leave with a dress or a purse or something that I probably shouldn't be buying, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm there. Just some really cool stuff at Marketplace Co-op, at Disney Springs in general, but that place is my favorite.
Yep. All right, let's see. I'm going to give one that most people probably don't know about, and that's play tennis at some of the resorts where they do offer it. I think it's mostly if not all, but deluxe resorts exclusive. I don't think you're going to be able to do that at a moderate or a budget resort. But play tennis is something you can do at Walt Disney World. Most people, I'll bet, don't know that. All right. Darlene.
Okay, back to me. So another thing that I like to do when I'm there, especially if it's during the holidays and you're doing, riding the monorail, or that you could even take a bus over, you can go and check out all of the different resorts for the decorations that they have. If you're there for Halloween, if you're there for Easter, if you're there for Christmas, each of the resorts do decorations, so you can resort hop.
Yep, resort hopping is a great thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, John.
Absolutely. I'm sure we're going to be talking about resort hopping for a number of other things too, but I'm going to go, you mentioned about tennis, and this is something that doesn't come for free, but there are different kinds of boat rentals that you can get at some of the different resorts, whether it's the Contemporary, the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian. They have marinas where you can rent. Yacht and Beach also has marinas for Crescent Lake, as well as going down. Can you take a boat past the bridge towards Disney Hollywood Studios?
Past where?
Past the bridge that goes between the Swan and the Dolphin. Can you go under that bridge if you rent a boat?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question. I've never rented one.
John, on your next vacation, try to do that and let us know if security arrests you.
I'll give it a try. Yeah. I know that Disney, if you book one of their cruises where somebody is taking you on a fireworks cruise or fishing, they will go down there. But I'm just not sure about if you book one yourself.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the Wilderness Lodge is another place you can do it.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw one in here because it's not a boat, but it's very similar, and it's in the same category. So I'm not going to count this one. We'll lump it in with John's. You can rent canoes too.
Right.
Fort Wilderness.
Yep. All right, Kurt.
Staying with the water fund. If you're ever staying over at Port Orleans Riverside Resort, you can actually rent a fishing pole over at the fishing hole at Old Man's Island.
That's right.
Catch and release. Don't keep that in your resort, please.
That would be gross.
All right, Lottie.
I'm just crossing off the ones on my list. You guys are.
Yeah, me too. I got a lot of stuff already.
Well, we're near the water, and I'm not a fan of fishing, so I am going to rent a bike, or what are those things called?
The Surrey bike.
The Surrey bikes, and I'm gonna circle the boardwalk over at the boardwalk. You can go all the way around from boardwalk over to over the bridge to Epcot, and then back around. That's Yacht and Beach Club, right? All the way around. Go past what's the piano bar?
Jelly Rolls.
Jelly Rolls, yep. And go all the way around. It's a nice little loop there.
At Crescent Lake, right?
And your kids are tall enough now that they can do all the pedaling. Not that, just saying.
2 of them still aren't.
Extensions.
Lips in their shoes.
Lips, 2x4s.
That's it.
Just bring little blocks with you.
Yeah.
2x4 blocks.
I'm going to piggyback off of Kurt's. Not just the fishing pole. You can take a guided fishing excursion at Disney as well. That's something I've never done because I don't really care for fishing. I think it's boring. But that's just me. That's my opinion of it. I know people love fishing. So if you want to do that, have at it.
So my next one is if you like to golf or mini golf, you could do one of those things as well. I'm not very big on golfing, so I have not, but a dear friend of mine has used all the golf courses on Disney, and he absolutely loves them. You do have to book tee times. They do sometimes have tee times available. And then, of course, you do have the miniature golf when they're open.
Yep.
They also, piggybacking onto that, sorry, Lottie, they do soccer golf.
On the
You can do it
golf
with the
course.
soccer ball now.
Are the mini golf courses not open back up
Yeah,
yet?
one of them is
They are.
right now.
One is
under refurbishment.
yeah, one's under refurbishment, kind of like the water parks.
Yeah. So I'm just curious. I never heard about the soccer. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you can play soccer ball golf.
Yeah,
Is that for people who are blind or people who just can't hit a damn golf ball?
I think I might be able to kick the soccer ball farther right now than I'm less likely to slice it off to the side. That's for sure.
Why don't they, you know those big exercise balls? Why don't they just put that there with a golf club? You know what? You can't miss that. Jeez.
The window
golf.
carry it. Talk about a slice. The window carry that thing off.
Why don't they just start playing kickball then if you're going to use a soccer ball? What do you even need the golf club for?
Right?
Just,
You don't need the golf club
grass
for
fields
soccer.
out there. Just have a good time. Anyway, all right. Lottie, you're up.
Who just went?
Kurt,
Darlene
I'm
went.
sorry, John, you're up.
That was me.
I don't mean.
Kurt piggybacked off of Darlene.
I tossed the golf in there.
Yeah, it confused me.
I don't want to step in front of Lottie. I don't want to lose my turn either.
Well, don't step in front of Lottie when she's behind the wheel of a car.
Oh,
Right. These glasses are only cute. I can't see a darn
the thing that I have is there are some nice locations that you can use to walk around, such as, and we've talked about it before, the same place you can take the Surrey bikes. You can walk all around Crescent Lake, around Yacht and Beach and Boardwalk and Swan and Dolphin, and you can also take the extended walk from the boardwalk down to Disney Hollywood Studios and walk around there as well. So a lot of room to walk there. They now have the connecting walkway between Magic Kingdom and Grand Floridian and the Polynesian. So you can walk between the three of them and explore. I mean, there's a lot of things to explore in the Polynesian, walking around the sidewalks, and they go off different directions and under the palm trees, and along the lagoon. Same with the Grand Floridian. There's so many things to see just from walking around. And the Caribbean beach. So I talked about using the Skyliner. You know, you can combine the Skyliner with taking walks, such as at the Epcot resort areas, or getting off at the Riviera walking around, or getting off at the Caribbean beach. Caribbean beach has a lot of sidewalk walkways as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
You can walk around the parking lot over at Disney Hollywood Studios if you really want to walk a long walk.
Epcot also.
Well,
there you go. Either way.
All right. So one of the things that you can do when you take that kind of trip is to take a lot of pictures. So you can take pictures of the resorts, take pictures of the entrances to the parks as well. So you can have a lot of fun just doing that, posting to social media, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Kurt, you know, you mentioned something which we haven't discussed, and I don't want to get off topic for too long, but maybe for a minute. But at the beginning of the year, Disney promised that the trams were coming back. We've got an Animal Kingdom back and Magic Kingdom. What happened to Epcot and Hollywood Studios? Now, I know they're having difficulty getting employees to fill those positions. And I don't know if that's the sole reason why they haven't come back, or there are other reasons. I would hope it's nothing more than they just can't find the right personnel to fill those positions. But we'll see.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right, Kurt, now you're up.
Okay, I'm going to kind of slice two of these together. So at most, I don't know if they do these at the Value, but I know at the moderate and deluxe resorts, they do a campfire every night from roughly 6 to 7, where you can buy who knows how much this, but you'd buy your stick. They give you the free you can have marshmallows over. When you're done, usually it's a beach area, and have a seat and watch a video under the stars. They play the movies.
I was going to try to stop you on that. I wanted to keep that separate, but that's okay. Go ahead.
I combine them too. It's 2 nighttime activities that are pretty much done back to back. So they do it a few nights.
Kurt lose his turn next time? I'm kidding. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. I had both on my list here too. So, all right, Lottie.
Sticking with the nighttime theme, head over to Animal Kingdom Lodge and check out all the animals. I'm not 100% sure if they still have that nighttime safari with the night vision goggles, but I do know that it is a great place to be during the daytime, in the evenings for animal watching. And there's that nice fire pit and the rocking chairs. Just lots and lots and lots to do and see at Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you
we were there in the spring, they didn't have the goggles available just to walk out in the main area and see. Unfortunately,
they just didn't want you to have them.
But I know
there was no one out there.
But I do know they are doing the safari at night.
Okay, that's good.
I'm going to stick with the movie theme because Kurt was nice enough to throw camping and movies together. Now, the AMC Theater in Disney Springs, great place to go and catch a movie.
Mine's free.
Can I make a recommendation on that one?
No. Go ahead.
Eat before you go.
Yes.
Like the fork and screen, they charge you extra on the ticket for fork and screen, and then the food is terribly expensive and is not that great. So it's a great place to watch a movie, but don't do fork and screen unless that's just something you want to experience. That by all means, but I don't think it's worth the extra upcharge on the movie price and for the food if you just are hungry.
They had food offerings at one of the theaters near where I used to live when I was up north, and the food, there was also an AMC theater, and the food there was actually decent for what I expected. But I think you're right, Lottie. If it's very expensive, then you should be getting darn good food. It's
like I said, not only is it expensive, but there's an additional charge on your movie theater ticket to sit in the fork and screen theaters.
Yeah.
Mm.
Only
Did not
that's
know that.
coffee.
I only normally get popcorn and
Right.
pop.
Popcorn and soda. That's all I need.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
We did a meal one time.
And how was the food?
It was good. It wasn't meant to be super fancy, but it tasted good.
Was that here at Disney Springs?
Yeah. It's been a little while now, but
folks, he likes what's the name of that? Sci-fi dining theater.
Sci-fi dining.
Well, I can't be trusted either because I won't eat at Earl Sandwich or Vietnamese.
Well, that's different. You don't know what
sandwich.
you won't
sandwich queen.
You don't know what you're missing because you won't eat there. That doesn't mean you won't like it.
I don't like Earl Sandwich.
There's a reason why she's the evil sandwich queen.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would rather eat at Earl of Sandwich before going to AMC than to pay the extra money and eat the food at AMC.
I think that says a lot.
Sneak it in. From Earl of Sandwich.
Okay. Anyway.
Me.
Yes, darling.
I'm next. Okay, so if you are on property or even off property and you have a night that since we're staying on property, you have a night and you want to go and see something and do something, and it is family friendly, you can go to Port Orleans Riverside and see Yeehaw Bob Jackson. Yep. He is phenomenal. He includes the audience all the time. He brings everybody into singing with him when somebody comes in. It's a lot of fun. It's worth it. You can go if you have little kids, you can go for an hour. You can go for the whole time if your kid's got to go to sleep or something. If you don't have kids, you could stay the whole entire 4 hours that he plays. He's phenomenal.
I have an interesting side note about Yeehaw Bob. Darlene blew off the show one week to go see Yeehaw Bob.
Yes, she did.
I did. All in the love of
you live here. You can go anytime you want, and you blew off the show.
Well, when I was meeting and Lottie and
you
John,
don't care about us. You just don't care about us. Cogsworth cares more about us than you do.
Yes, this is my Cogsworth. He loves to come and be on screen with his mama.
You should put mouse ears on Cogsworth. That would be really fun.
I know. For Christmas, he'll have his little hat on. I'll put it on.
He'd look like Rizzo.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, where are we, John?
Oh, I have a different kind of activity that I've done before, and it's going to Art of Animation. So I think they'll let you in to the parking lot, but going to the Art of Animation and walking around between the different sections, around Cars Land, and they've got some of the different cars there. You can stop and take a picture, and got a lot of the big scenery there with the Lion King and Little Mermaid. So if you've never stayed there before, it's just fun to tour, see the scenery, and maybe stop in the Landscape of Flavors while you're there, get a snack or get even a meal, depending on what time you go there. They have a very good food court there. So it's just one of the places that we like to visit from time to time from a resort hopping perspective.
Yeah. That's a great place to go. Kurt.
Okay, if you're looking for something to do, again, I believe this is usually in the evening, at the Moderate Resorts over at Port Orleans Riverside, they actually offer a nightly carriage ride. It's about 25 minutes long, costs $55. Looks like it'll fit 4 adults or 2 adults and 3 small children. A lot of you might have one of your kids sitting on your lap. I don't know how that's going to work.
They're not that small anymore.
Well, lay them across, duct tape them to the back. I don't know. So, but yeah, it's supposed to be really. I don't want to say romantic because my sister did it with her daughter, but it's supposed to be very relaxing, I guess is a good way to put it.
All right, very good, Kurt. Yeah, I've never done that, but I'm sure it's a lot of fun. Lottie.
I'm gonna piggyback on John's last suggestion, and the Play Disney app has some pretty cool interactive games. Specifically, the one at Art of Animation is fun, loads of fun for the kids. My kids stayed pretty entertained for quite a while. It's like a story, and there's an area to color, and then you've got to run around. You know where all of the character images are on the wall across from the check-in desk, and so you got to find the right image and hold it up and take a picture. They had a blast playing with that when we had some catch and kill.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
I'm not sure exactly what other resorts have interactive games, but I know that one, the one at Art of Animation, is pretty fun.
Yeah, good choice for things to do outside of the parks. I'm going to go with this. How about a horseback tour of Fort Wilderness? That's always fun to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what the cost is, but it's fun to do. All right, Darlene, we're back to you.
Back to me. Okay. Now I know my family's kids and stuff, and even my one friend that was just down here.
Well, hold on. You have one friend?
I said my one friend that was
No,
visiting
you said
down
your
here.
one friend.
That was visiting down here. You missed that part.
Oh, I chose to ignore that part.
This is true. She enjoys being at the pool at night. So, you got the pool, the hot tub. You can, have a drink over there. You can have a snack. You can go to the, take out and take your dinner and eat by the pool and have a swim and stuff. So the
And
pool
you can do that during the day too. It doesn't have to be at night.
Well, right. Yeah. So that's always, you always have your pool, your resort time with the pool and stuff. So.
And if you're staying off property, well, you're out of luck.
Yeah. Well, unless you rent a house that has a pool, then you can do that.
Yeah.
And if you're staying at Yacht and Beach, you almost have your own little water park there.
Long Bay.
Yeah. Long Bay is phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. John.
One of my favorite things to do when it comes to resort hopping is doing it at the holiday time and getting to see the different decorations, the holiday decorations, especially at the deluxe resorts, but all the different trees and the gingerbread houses. I mean, the Grand Floridian gingerbread house is certainly one of the iconic stars of the holiday season at Disney World, but just to see all those different decorations and that takes a bit of time to go from resort to resort to see them all. You take the pictures and you get in the holiday spirit and hear the music and whatever. Buying gingerbread and eating it. They have some great gingerbread snacks that you can buy over at the Grand Floridian. They also sell some at the boardwalk. I've noticed more recently as well in the lobby there. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, this year I'm hoping that when my daughter comes down that we'll all go resort hopping one day because I'll be blocked out of the parks.
There you go.
Don't want to be in the parks when it's that crowded anyway.
Right.
So resort hopping, be fun, and Grand Floridian is right at the top of that list for that reason.
That's fantastic.
All right, Kurt.
All right, so some of us are always talking about the Disney Vacation Club, and some of you are like, I have no idea what you're even talking about. You can actually go to they have a kiosk at every hotel. I know for a fact at the Wilderness Lodge as well as the Polynesian, if you go up, you can actually book a tour.
Yep.
And they will take you out to the 3-bedroom villas that are actually either along the lake or next to the lake.
The bungalows.
Or on the lake, the bungalows. Yeah. And you can walk in and see, oh my gosh, $160, 160 points a night. So that's about depending on how much you're paying, it's like over $1,000 a night.
Oh, it's
for these. It's crazy
a lot more than
expensive,
that.
but it's really, really cool to walk in there and just look at them. And when you're done, they give you this cute little, it's like 10 by 12, 8 by 10 maybe. It's actually a picture of the Riviera. Mickey dressed in his Italian Riviera design. I couldn't find mine. I see John looking for his.
It's not in this room. It's upstairs.
Yeah, I took
they,
mine upstairs to give to a friend, and I can't find it now. So
I heard they only give the picture of the Riviera to people who can't afford to buy the DVC points there.
Well, I already have my points, and they knew that. But when we toured, they're like, "Here's your free gift."
I'm teasing.
So, but it is really cool. So if you just want to see, okay, this is kind of what it would be like. Sometimes they, in some of the resorts, like I believe they do it at the Riviera, they actually will show you an actual room. So, because they're trying to sell that still.
Yeah. All right, Lottie.
Everything on my list is pretty much crossed off.
Yeah, it's all right.
But the one thing has not been mentioned, at least I don't recall that it's been mentioned, is bar hopping between the resorts and
children under 18. We do not recommend that you
do not recommend it.
Children under 21.
Oh, sorry.
My favorite bar on property is Trader Sam's at the Polynesian. It is just a whole lot of fun. Everything from yelling cast members to raining inside and seats that move and it's just a whole lot of fun. You got to get in line though. At 4, they open at 4, and you got to be in line before 4 if you want to get in.
Right.
It's a favorite of mine. Also, Abracadabra at Boardwalk. Is another favorite. The drinks there are fun and imaginative and magical.
Just a word of note: if you get S-faced bar hopping, you're pretty much on your own trying to figure out how to get back to your resort room.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't overdo it.
Drink water in between.
Water and lots of fluffy things, cookies, breads, whatever. Don't do that. Don't embarrass yourself and your family.
Right.
Just
exactly.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Oh, me. Something else you can do at Fort Wilderness: take archery lessons.
Yes.
So get a bow and arrow, and you can aim for the person you want to hit, or their targets that they provide. All right, Darlene.
Some of the resorts actually have small game rooms that you can play chess, checkers, pool. They have the actual game rooms as well that you can go to with the arcade games. So that's always something that you can do too, day or night.
Yep. All right, John.
Something that we've done in the past is to get a certain book, Hidden Mickey, and take a Hidden Mickey tour in the public areas, just like around the resorts.
Over there.
For instance, there's some really cool Hidden Mickeys in the Animal Kingdom Lodge outside the back within the green foliage decorations back there. The Contemporary's got a really fun Mickey out in the back that's very visible, but then there's another one that you have to go to like the 4th floor to take a look to see where it's at. Wilderness Lodge. There's a lot of them, and they change from time to time. But picking up the latest copy of the Hidden Mickey's book, because Hidden Mickeys do shift from time to time. New ones come up, or they disappear from construction, whatever. You can spend a fun afternoon doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. The book was written by Dr. Steve Barrett, who I had the honor and pleasure of meeting many, many years ago at Epcot with my family. And his was one of the few books that Disney allowed to be sold on property. So I don't know if it's still sold on property, but I know it was at one time.
I've definitely seen it there, but I don't remember the last time.
Yeah, they're very particular about whose books they allow to be sold on property. And his, and I'm going back years, and his was one of them.
Passporters had one as well.
I'm sorry?
Passporters had one as well.
Yes. That's is that Jennifer Marks and
Jennifer Marks, Kimberly Lerner. So
yeah, that's
they had one.
Yeah. All right.
I was looking for. I had a hidden Mickey. It's over at Kadani Village. You can only see it at night. During the day, you can't see it, but after you go out to the viewing area, when you come back in, it's available there. So, I lost my chain of thought. So I'm going to slide over my go-to. You've got to go visit Gideon's. If you've never been to Gideon's, why? I don't know anyone that has ever gone to Gideon's and said, yeah,
Black Flame Candle is now available. Cake.
Each cookie, while they're $6, it also weighs about a half a pound.
They do.
You got a couple meals out of that every time.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Meal.
For you.
Yeah.
And they have multiple flavors.
I can't stop. I start eating one of those cookies. Gone.
It takes me a week to eat one cookie.
Me too.
Wow.
Oh, the slices of the cake there are like 7 layers. They're huge. That takes, you could cut that in like 5, 6, 7 slices.
Two sittings. I can eat one in 2 sittings.
They're huge.
Yeah, for me it's one. I've done it before, and I'm sure I'll do it again. It's just I can't. Once I start eating it, I can't put it down.
That's why you cut it in half, put half back in the box.
Can't do that.
Throw it in the fridge and lock the fridge.
Sorry, I know the other half is there. I'm not going to stop. But just for people who are not on property, you don't have to go to Gideon's at Disney Springs. There's another one in Orlando. So find the one that's closest to you. The one in Orlando is not going to have lines like the one at Disney Springs.
On the weekend, they do. On the weekend, they have a fairly good, but you can pre-order online.
Are they priced the same?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I bought a box of them. I don't remember. It was last year that I did. No, yeah, last year that I did that.
All right, Lottie. And if you're out, you're out. With things, it's okay.
No, I got one on here that I can't believe no one mentioned yet, and that's there are character dining opportunities that are in the resorts. So if you can't get in to see Mickey, then you can always I think he's at Topolino's Terrace at the Riviera. There is Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary. There is
Earl's Sandwich.
There Cape May Cafe for breakfast is another one. Mickey's not there though. I don't think Mickey's at Cape May Cafe. But there are a number of really cool spots. 1900 Park Fair, I think they still have.
I don't know if it's reopened yet.
It's not reopened yet. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's a bunch of really great character dining opportunities that are out in the parks.
Absolutely. You know what Disney needs to do? They need to have a Marvel-themed character dining restaurant somewhere in one of the resorts. Maybe a future Marvel resort.
Oh, I'd do it.
I think we all would. Now, if they make a Marvel boutique resort like Star Wars, that might price some of us out, like all of us.
Well, they have one in Disneyland Paris now. It used to be the New York.
It's probably cheaper to fly to Paris than it is to California.
Right.
Probably.
Okay, I'm up. Let's see. I've got a bunch on it. I'm going to go with, since you mentioned character dining, just resort dining. There are several restaurants in the resorts. There's, what was the new one? Steakhouse 71 that just opened up.
It's so good.
Contemporary, yes. I was just there.
Toledo's is another one. Did I get the right name?
Toledo. Yeah, that's a great location up on the top of the tower.
Yeah, there's a bunch. So, you know, if you're looking for a good meal, you don't have to stay in the park. All right, Darlene.
Okay, well, another thing that you could do with your children is in Disney Springs is the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. You could take them for an experience there. It's you know, a reservation, and it could be a little pricey, but just to get their hair done or get a haircut or something, you know, it's a nice thing to do for your kids if they're interested.
Yep. I'm getting feedback from someone here. Okay.
Don't know. I got it too, but I don't know where it came from.
Yeah. All right, John.
Lottie had talked about shopping down at Disney Springs, but I know my wife likes to go visit all of the resorts to go to their unique shopping areas. So, for instance, the Animal Kingdom Lodge has a big shop within their resort. A lot of unique items there, and you'll certainly find some things that are repeated from resort to resort. But whether you're going on the monorail and visiting the monorail resorts, or you take a boat over to Wilderness Lodge, or you go to the different resorts around Crescent Lake and Epcot resorts, there's a lot of unique shopping in the resort. So whether you're doing that at the same time you're doing your dining, or you're walking, or you just do it to go shopping something that all around the resorts that I think is interesting. And you might find that unique gift that you want, or for somebody else, or a souvenir for yourself.
Yep, very true.
Is Animal Kingdom Lodge still cashless?
I don't know. I'm always cashless, so I don't think about it.
I think it was in. See, when I was there in May, there were still some COVID restrictions going on. So back then it was, but I don't know what it is now.
Kurt.
All right, John sparked the memory for me, and I can't believe no one's mentioned this. We must not have any bargain hunters here. The outlet stores.
Oh.
There's 2 outlet stores.
Oh, that's not on property.
We have to stay on property?
Yes. This is on property. What can you do at Walt Disney World without a theme park ticket? We're on property.
You can take a bus over to the outlet mall.
That doesn't count.
Get an Uber or drive your rental car.
I give you an A for an effort, but an F for failing to stay on property.
Welcome to the club.
John, you've been really good tonight.
If I take a Disney cast member, that's not going to get many discounts anyways. All right, so I got to stay on property. All right, you know what I'm going to do then? I'm going around all of the different resorts to their pin trading board, and I'm going to trade pins.
Good choice.
Pin trading, yep.
Which is why I was going to the outlet mall, was to get the inexpensive pins.
There you go.
All right, Lottie.
This one requires a little bit more planning, but if you don't have park tickets and you're there during a Run Disney weekend, the expo, all the Run Disney events are great way to spend time, whether you're running or not.
Yeah, good choice.
Good one.
I'm surprised no one's mentioned this, especially Kurt. I thought you would have mentioned this already. Visit the Carolwood Pacific Room and Boulder Ridge Villas at the Wilderness Lodge.
I'm saving the best for last.
It's on my list.
Well, I'm sorry I stole your best for last.
Now I got to fall back on my other one. Okay. These are all the things I've written articles about, by the way. We just be able to read them on a show, this web page. I don't know. It's gone now.
Yeah, it is gone.
Yeah.
Okay, Darlene, you're up.
Okay. So if you want an event, like something that's a lot of fun, you can always go to Disney Springs, and there's the Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Those are great restaurants for entertainment.
Yep. It absolutely is. And the food's good too.
And the food is good too. You know what else they've brought back too is the musicians. There's a lot of new musicians I noticed out at the theater by the World Disney, down by the AMC theater in that water area. They have a stage set up again. So there's a lot more music being performed there.
That's
So
more than one answer, but okay,
well,
go ahead.
I was right there with all that.
That's all right.
You can skip me next time.
Yeah. Go directly to jail.
Do not pass go. Do not collect
Yeah.
$200. And you needed that $200. Just go to AMC Theater.
I know, right? Especially with the food.
John, please correct what Kurt said before.
Well, I'm going to go back to transportation. I actually have a couple, but I'm only going to give one here. And that is if you're at one of the Magic Kingdom resorts, you can certainly use the monorail loop itself for a little bit of entertainment and as a way to visit the monorail loop resorts. You can also take the ferry boats just as a ride. So if you're at the Polynesian, you can walk very easily to the Ticket and Transportation Center. Or if you're at the Poly or the Grand Floridian or their Contemporary, you can take the monorail to the Ticket and Transportation Center. You can take the ferry boats back and forth to the Magic Kingdom, as well as taking the monorail from the Ticket and Transportation Center over to Epcot. So that's a nice, long, relaxing ride. You get to explore the property. So there's a lot that's happening there from a transportation / entertainment perspective at the TTC.
Yeah. Okay. Kurt.
Yeah, I was definitely going to say take that ride. You'll actually be in Epcot without a ticket.
Right. You
go
get
around,
to
you get to see what's going on, and then you can go back.
Yep.
So that's a very good one. I agree. Now, over at Disney Springs, those of you that have kids, doesn't matter if male, female, doesn't matter. You can go to the Lego store. You can build Lego figs. I'm being muted now by Lottie. You can build a Lego figs. If you don't want to build a Lego figs or keep the Lego figs, you can also go outside and they actually have races where you're building cars and they have a ramp and they have the races going on down the hill. So it's just something fun you can do with your kids to keep them, build like crazy. And then
Darlene, the show's over this way.
It's not just building a Lego. You can actually create a custom Lego and put your own designs on the front of it, and you can change the way the face looks. They give you all the extra little pieces, but you do need to make a reservation for it. Don't walk in and expect that to happen. You got to have a reservation.
You're talking about for the minifigs?
Yeah.
Yeah, the car's outside. That's just outside. It's under a covered area. So if it's raining or extremely hot, there's a fan going. So you can actually out there, make sure you don't see anyone like sticking parts in their pocket.
They didn't have that open the last time I was in June.
Really?
It wasn't open in June. My kids were hoping to go and play in the Lego store, and they did not have the
Interesting.
When
that was June.
When was my family here with my goddaughter and nephew? It was open.
We just don't remember.
We don't know.
I think that was August. So
it's reopened.
They did reopen in August. Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I go to Disney Springs quite often, but yeah, I remember it was closed but they still do have a line to get into the building.
That Lego store has some sets. You can't find them anywhere else, it seems like.
You can't even find them at the Lego park.
So very, very good. Although they do now still have the mini castle. It's back in stock online at disneystore.com.
Oh.
And I think I got it cheaper there than actually from the Lego store.
Seriously? I didn't know they had the mini one. I gotta find it now.
Hang on.
I need the mini one. I want the big one, but I don't have that much patience or space.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Look at
Or just because there were people that are listening to the show, not
So,
watching us on YouTube.
I'm showing a box of the mini Lego.
how many pieces are in that?
It consists of 567 pieces.
Okay.
It's rated just 12 plus. It's Cinderella Castle. It also has a Mickey with it. And it is nice. It's a rather. It's not that big. I mean, it really isn't that big. It's a nice little set that fits right on your shelf, because that's why I don't have the Gigamba huge $300 over 1 million pieces got to put together over the course of a week castle, because I have nowhere I could store it.
Nowhere to put it.
No. They also do have the Haunted Mansion now. It's modeled after the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. I threw that box out already. Sorry.
I know what I'm buying Charlotte for Christmas.
Oh,
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Okay, Lottie.
Well, since Kurt was at Disney Springs, I'll stay there and head toward Cirque du Soleil.
Ooh.
I'm not going to go in there because I think it costs too much. I'm not going to go in there. I'm going to stop at the food trucks.
Oh,
And
yeah.
eat lots of yummy things.
We're going to give Lottie 2 on this one. We're going to get Cirque du Soleil, which is a great show to see. And now then you can discuss the food trucks.
Food trucks, yummy. The my favorite one is the taco, the cones, the taco cones, and oh no, maybe the macaroni and cheese one. That one's pretty good too.
It's food. It's Lottie. It's got to be good.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, I've got quite a few easy ones on my list that I can't believe. I kind of like held back because I couldn't believe nobody mentioned these. It's the electric water pageant. Nobody mentioned this.
Oh, yeah.
It's on my list. It's on
the list.
A little later, but yeah.
You know, that's one of the great things to do at night if you're at the resort there, or even if you want to hop over to the resort and find a way to view it. It's one of the better things to do at night.
Yep.
Without paying for a park ticket. All right, Darlene.
Especially if you're already staying there at one of the Magic Kingdom resorts.
Yes.
Okay, so I have another question.
No.
Yes.
So we've been talking a whole lot about resort hopping and park hopping. Are there still restrictions on people getting into the resorts if they are not either staying there or have a reservations? If they're driving there,
There's your issue.
It's definitely it's definitely a good idea to have a reservation to not be turned away at the guard gate.
I'm not going to mention how you can do it without having a reservation there, but there are ways.
Right.
I don't want to give anybody any ideas. There are ways you can get into the resort.
Well, there's a very easy, direct way.
Yeah. Yes, but I don't want to mention.
Yeah, I will go along with you.
We can talk about that after the show's over.
Yeah.
People could go to YouTube and learn how to do that. That's like how they got their 5-year-old kid into the park.
Give them the links or mention how they can.
I'm not giving them a link.
I don't want to be an accessory to the madness that could ensue.
Well, I just thought it was worth bringing up because we've mentioned a lot of
it is.
And I don't want people to just think that they can go straight in and get past and get to if they're driving their own vehicle. It's much easier if you're using Disney transportation to do this.
Yeah.
But,
Correct.
if you're driving a vehicle, you might have an issue getting into the resort.
Absolutely. You will. It's a very important point. Yes.
My turn again?
I don't know. I think so. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
So if you're staying on property and you can't get into a park, you can always partake in watching the fireworks at from one of the resorts. And like we said before, you could take a monorail, you could take a bus over to, say, the boardwalk area and stand on the bridge, and you could see the fireworks. Magic Kingdom, you can go over to the Contemporary and see them from the bridge. So there's quite a few places that you can,
Polynesian, yeah.
the Polynesian, that you could see the fireworks for Magic Kingdom and Epcot in the distance and stuff. So
Absolutely. All right, John.
Well, I have something that anyone can do, but it may not be for everyone, and that is going over to Saratoga Springs and touring the DVC model properties.
That's yes.
And you can get there. They'll take you in a van from any of the different DVC
Blindfolded.
desks. Pardon me?
They'll take you in a van blindfolded.
Yeah. From any of the DVC desks at the resorts or the parks. And it is if you're interested in DVC, it's interesting to be able to see what the different resort rooms look like, whether it's a studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and they'll usually have the newer properties that they're trying to sell, certainly. Now,
is it a hard sell that they give you?
No, they are not pushy at all.
Absolutely not a hard sell. And while you're there, they'll give cookies to you, they'll
ice cream,
lemonade or iced tea or ice cream. So it's something, again, if you don't have something else going on that day because you can't get into a park, it takes a little bit of time to go through it all. And it's just you can learn more about DVC if you've just always wondered. They're very good at sharing the information, as Kurt says, without pushing it on you.
When we bought ours, they had no idea we were going to get it. They're like, we did not think, they misread me completely. I was the one going, we got to get this. But I was looking at my wife because she's the financial planner. It's like, is this something we can afford? And, I think they took that as, are you sure you want to do this? And it was the other way around. So they weren't pushy at all with it. And they give you nice gifts if you do end up purchasing.
Right.
So
nice. All right, Kurt, you're up.
Every afternoon, I can't believe we didn't talk about the pools, because every afternoon they have a pool party, and a lot of times they have crafts where you can actually build something at the pool party.
Well, Darlene did talk about pools, but she didn't mention the pool.
Well, pool hop or something like that, I think. Yeah. So, but they're pool parties for the kids. They do a trivia contest. They do, they play the music. You got to guess what the song is, what the movie's from. And again, they'll have a craft where you build the craft. Usually the crafts are free. I know we made paddle boards one time. They had stickers and everything to go on there. So now I'll admit that was pre-COVID, but my understanding is that's starting to come back again now.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, Lottie.
You paid for it. Stay in your hotel room.
watch your videos.
Stay there. Watch the Disney Resort TV. I love it. In fact, I love it so much when I'm missing the park. There's YouTube videos of Disney Resort TV that I just leave on and playing in the background.
There we go.
Today's weather.
Yeah. Today's weather activity.
I miss Stacy.
Say that again.
I miss Stacy on Disney Resort.
Yeah.
Oh, must do.
Yeah, the must do.
Disney.
They have an app, Lottie. And you can actually get the app for your phone where it actually will play what exactly is going on all day long with your different parks and what's happening in the park. Just like when you first turn your TV on, when it's at channel 3, it comes up on.
So my name's not there.
There's a YouTube channel too that plays it.
But that's not on my phone when I'm sitting there having a bad day at work.
Well, nobody cares.
Except me.
All right, I'm up, right?
Yep.
Let's see. Here's another one nobody mentioned. I have got a few hard ones here. I think they're hard ones, but I'm going to mention this one. Bowling at Disney Springs.
Right.
That was my next one.
Splitsville, baby.
Splitsville.
Another expensive one.
And I heard the food's good there, Lottie.
It is.
It is.
Haven't eaten there.
I've eaten there a couple times.
Okay.
I've heard the sushi's pretty good too.
God, I miss sushi. It's when I lived up north, there were a couple places we'd go to that sushi was 50% off all the time. There's a place near where my daughter lives where if you think sushi is, let's say sushi's like that big, when I'm drawing a small little circle, it's 3 times the size of this place my daughter goes to, and it's very inexpensive.
Fish are friends.
But I haven't found a good place down here yet that I trust.
Fish are friends, not food.
Fish are friends, not food. I don't have my EpiPen.
No, fish is friendly food. Fish is friendly food.
I don't need anaphylactic shock. Fish are friends, not food.
Well, I'm sorry, Kurt, but then I guess when we go out for sushi, you'll have to
see ya.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want you to get sick.
Make sure they have a burger somewhere for them.
Yeah, a vegan.
They have good
burger.
chicken at Red Lobster. Just saying.
Yeah. We'll give Kurt a vegan burger.
There we go.
That I can't eat. I'm allergic to soy.
Oh my God. Good excuse for not eating it. We'll find something for you, Kurt. Can you eat fried rice?
No, it's got soy in it. It gives me a migraine.
Plain white rice.
I can do white rice, orange chicken, honey chicken, steak. Love me some steak.
Okay. All right. Well, we think of things for Kurt to eat. Darlene, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to talk about my favorite realtor, Victor Naraki. If you are in the market of moving down here in the next 6 months, I would definitely give Victor a call. Check out his website at DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com. He can get you close enough to Disney or far away, and that you can visit once, twice a week. You can look
and a land far away.
And you can look at resale, new builds, retirement, condos. He'll take you anywhere you want to go. Just give him a call. Check out DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com.
Speaking of Victor is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. He really takes to heart what you want. And if you're serious about moving here, he will move heaven and earth to get you into your forever home. Mm-hmm. And I don't know any other realtor that'll do that for you. I really don't. All right. You still up? Darlene.
If you are a photographer, you can always take plenty of great pictures of the landscape and stuff that's around Disney.
Yep. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of really cool things to see and photograph outside of the parks. Mm-hmm. All right, John.
Yeah, you mentioned Victor and your forever homes, and Kelly said, well, first of all, she doesn't like the bugs, and she doesn't like the heat and humidity for as long as it's there. And then when Hurricane Ian decided to go through, she said, "See." Speaking of water,
it's only every once in a while.
There have been more storms in Jersey in the last 10, 15 years than there have been in Florida.
Yeah, I got more snow than there's
much
been
damage.
Hurricanes here.
I don't live on the
Sandy did
either, but
Sandy was devastating into the Northeast.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
I don't know. That's why I'm a Midwesterner. We get snow, the snow melts, floods the backyard, you pump it out, you're done.
Yeah, but they get snow from what is it, from November through April?
It hasn't been
May.
bad.
October.
Yeah.
No.
October to May.
You know what they're talking about, Lottie? We don't get that much.
I do know what they're talking about, and I want to add that over the next 30 to 50 years, the migration is going to happen back to the Midwest because it's going to be one of the most desirable places to live because of access to fresh water and climate change.
Is that why our taxes went up?
Probably. Mine haven't gone up. Yours go up?
That's a topic for another day.
I only have one thing to say to you guys. We don't care about no stinking Midwesterners.
All right.
Speaking about water,
we have seasons.
I'm trying
to.
Every day is a better season than the day before. Right. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
I'm trying to keep this Walt Disney World Railroad on the track, but so I shared a few other things related to transportation, but the one we didn't talk fully about are the different means of water transportation. So there's the friendship boats in Crescent Lake between Yacht and Beach and Boardwalk, Swan and Dolphin, over to Epcot or Disney Hollywood Studios. You can take a ride around there. We did talk about the ferry at the Magic Kingdom. There's resort launches at the Magic Kingdom that go back and forth to the Polynesian, the Wilderness Lodge, Grand Floridian, Contemporary, and Fort Wilderness, and they're all shapes and sizes that you can ride on there. But another one that I don't think gets as much attention is the launch that goes along the Sassagoula River between the Port Orleans resorts and Disney Springs.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And
Old Key West and Saratoga Springs also have it.
Yep. And Old Key West as well, and Saratoga. So that's a longer boat ride, and it's got some nice scenery and relaxing. And it's usually not quite as crowded either as some of the other boats, like the friendship boats over at Crescent Lake. But a lot of opportunities for taking watercraft outside of the parks.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Kurt.
All right, over at a lot of the deluxe resorts, a lot of them have it's partially Disney Vacation Club as well. They actually have a recreation room. So, I believe they'll let you do stuff. You can play bags outside. You can shoot pool. You can play ping pong. They actually have video game systems inside where you could rent the video game and play the games. They have puzzles. They have little crafts that you can actually make. Those do have a cost attached to them. Just things for you to do on a rainy day when you're looking for something to do and you can't go to the park and you just want to get out of your room. They used to rent DVDs, but I think now they have on demand within the room.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that.
Bay Lake's got some really fun activities out back.
Yes.
That there's, life-size chess and bocce and other things. They have a
foosball table.
A lot of games there, yeah.
Okay, buddy.
This is going to require just a tiny bit of research. If you know where you're staying and you know what food court options are available, you can check out some of the secret menu items at restaurants. Now, I know that, was it Pop Century that had the secret menu items with the viewfinders?
Yep.
That's yep, a whole lot of fun. I don't know. I haven't been to Pop Century in a little bit, but check online, do a little bit of research and see what secret menu items are available at your resort and how to ask for them.
Yep, definitely.
Let's see. Thought. Oh,
he's back.
Back, yeah. I've got one here that I thought somebody else would mention, but has not. So I'm gonna go ahead and mention it now. Ride an amphicar at Disney Springs Boathouse.
Yep.
That's
we were saving that one for you.
Darlene, I thought you were going to be the one to mention that.
Oh, no. I am going with the Lottie kind of mentioned it, but didn't really mention it, but Jelly Rolls. They're doing their dueling piano bar routine and stuff. So that's a really cool place. I have not been there yet, but I've walked past it and it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yep. All right, John.
We talked about some of the different nighttime activities, and one activity you can actually use the water transports to get to is Fort Wilderness and the Hoop-de-Doo Review.
Oh, yes.
Yep. That was on my list too. Great dinner, great show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, since you stole Hoop-de-Doo, and we can't stuff our face there with all the good cornbread,
why
don't we go over to beach club instead over to Beaches and Cream
Ooh, mm-hmm.
and try to share a kitchen sink.
Oh,
Share.
But you do need a
Sure, sharing.
reservation for that kitchen sink unless you get something at the takeout window.
I don't care what I'm eating there.
When did they put in a reservation for the kitchen sink? I'm curious.
You can't. You have to have a reservation to get
No,
into
no,
the
I'm
restaurant to get one.
disputing that. I'm just wondering when they instituted the reservation for that, because some years back you could just walk in and order it.
Is that for the kitchen sink or to just go in and eat there?
It's for anything.
So basically, if you want to eat there, you have to.
So
unless you're doing carry out.
They have a certain menu now outside that they will serve at the window. You can't order a kitchen sink at the window.
Well, no, because you have to
or
sit down
No Way
to eat
Jose.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're too big.
But they have reservations at Beaches and Cream now. They've had them.
Okay, well, just go and enjoy some ice cream at Beaches.
I remember the lines used to being not long, but a decent amount of people online waiting for people to finish their meal to sit down without a reservation.
Now you have to have a time.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, when they instituted the reservation. I don't deny that they're doing that. I'm just curious as to when they started doing the reservation thing.
It probably was maybe a year or two ago.
Okay, which makes sense. COVID. Yeah, and they're probably doing that because they need the staff there to support whatever guests are coming in.
And
there wasn't enough seating.
Yeah.
And the space, yeah. Because they did remodel it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's been a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. I want to say that's when they did it too.
It could
That's
be.
when they did the remodel. They put because I know when my friend Nancy was here, she wanted a reservation there, and it was very hard to get.
All right. Good to know. John.
We heard Lottie talk about...
Wait. It's Lottie's turn.
It is?
That was mine, and Darlene stole it.
Oh, yeah. I bought...
okay.
I jumped on.
Sorry about that. I get confused.
Well, yeah, I'm trading her back for you pushing her.
Oh, I love how we pay attention to order. This is good.
Yeah.
Order in the court.
I'll have a ham on rye.
Sand, enjoying the sand and the beaches and the hammocks. You can't get in the water. They've got gates up. They've got ropes and fencing up now, but you can still stick your toes in the sand, and you can still enjoy the hammocks and the seating, or just depending on which resort you're at. I think Caribbean Beach Resort has like private beaches at every all of the rooms are like in pods. There's Jamaica, Aruba,
right.
And then there's a nice sand beaches and hammocks right there at each one. I think there's also sand at Beach Club. There's sands and there's swings.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In Polynesia,
This is Florida. There's sand everywhere.
I know, but you don't get a lot of sand.
I'm kidding. I know what you mean.
Enjoy the sand.
Polynesia.
You can play sand
nice beaches.
Sand beach volleyball over at Wilderness Lodge.
Build a sand castle.
Yeah. So I got something else. If you're fit, well, I don't want to interrupt you, Lottie. If you're not finished,
no, good. I had another idea, so I'm writing it down.
Well, something else you can do at the sand beaches at the resorts: play volleyball.
There you go.
That was my pick. That was my next one.
Oh.
All right. Darlene, you're up. I'm running out of things. I think I've got three or four more.
We're already almost up to an hour and 15 minutes anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll keep going until we're out of...
So, I mean, and one of the things I like to do is sit on my balcony, if I have one, and read a book. And just enjoy the ambiance of being there in Disney and just relaxing.
Yeah, I've seen people reading books in the lobbies of the hotels too, or the resorts. Yeah.
There's a really nice area at the beach club that you can read books, and I think they even have some books on the shelf too that you can read.
Polynesian too.
Yeah.
Okay, John.
Well, something I like to do on my trips to Walt Disney World, and it's not for everybody. It's not for Stuart. It's not for
Sleep.
Kurt. Yeah.
Oh, he's going. Oh, I know what he's doing.
I know what he's doing too.
And that's taking advantage of some of the running trails that are available, such as the around Crescent Lake and down to Hollywood Studios. There's a very nice loop there. There's also Hourglass Lake at Pop Century is a nice one. I've run on that in the morning. Boy, was it muggy though. And Wilderness Lodge has a trail down to Fort Wilderness. The last I knew that was closed
because they were doing work over at
construction.
Over there
when they were going to be working on Reflections. But I don't know if it's going to open back up or what. But not every resort has the best running. The Port Orleans French Quarter and Riverside, there's running, or there's a sidewalk along the river there. It's pretty good. I was listening to another podcast recently where somebody in a given day went to every resort and ran a mile at every resort. And I think at every park. And they were getting a marathon in a day by going to all the different resorts and running, whether it was in the parking lot or wherever. But so certainly if you're a runner, you can find some places. There is a trail around the Bay Lake Tower and the Contemporary. It's not very long. So now the Caribbean Beach and the Riviera has a great way to run around there because they've got that big lake and they do have it marked off pretty well too there with the sidewalk. So there are a number of places you can run.
You can run from the Polynesian through the Grand Floridian over the bridge now, all the way over to the Magic Kingdom, over to Bay Lake, and over to Contemporary. But then you got to take a boat back or run back, one or the other, or the monorail.
Right.
And while you're on that monorail, here's how we're going to get Stuart to run. We're going back to the Polynesian. Well, we're in the Polynesian Resort. We're going to get him as soon as you get off that monorail. You're going to run through the resort and out the doors on the other side.
I know where he's going with this.
And he's turning left right away to the Pineapple Lanai.
Yep. And
because it's Dole Whip time, baby. Right there. It's the only
just
place
wrote that
outside
one
of
down.
parks. I guess technically you can get them now over at Disney Springs as well. But they just don't taste the same. You got to get them somewhere Polynesian related, I tell you. And one of the options they give you is a souvenir sipper. And your drink or your when you get a pineapple float, they give you a sipper separately. They don't actually put it inside of there, and it looks just like the Tiki Gods. It's a cup. It's about 8 inches tall, about I don't know, 4 inches around, and it's just a plastic cup. It's a sipper cup. I don't know. That's what I put my drinks in. Yeah, so, but they have very many different choices of Dole Whip flavors there.
Well, for those who live, just a little offside note here. For those who live in the New Jersey area or who visit New Jersey and Point Pleasant, prior to, I don't know if it's still going on now, but I know prior to COVID, Hoffman's Ice Cream, which is one of the best ice cream places you can go to in New Jersey, they've got a few locations. They had Dole Whips.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure there are other places throughout the country that have been able to recreate the Dole Whip.
Did we go there for ice cream?
I don't know.
I remember we got ice cream somewhere.
Yeah, that might have been prior to them having. If we went there, it was prior to them having the Dole Whip. I don't know if we went to that. No, we didn't go to that one. It was another place.
I don't know. Okay. But for Lottie and Darlene, they are still offering the rum floater.
Ooh.
With the Parrot K.
Very nice.
Parrot Bay coconut rum. You're welcome.
All right, Lottie.
So I'll see your Parrot Bay coconut rum and raise you a sangria over at the Three Bridges at Coronado Springs. There's a Sangria University, so you get to taste a bunch of different sangrias, and I think there's even an option to make your own.
Wow.
Wow. Good pick. All right.
That's a great bar. That's another really great bar.
I'm going to go in order of the few I have left. Something we haven't mentioned, which I'm really surprised. We've danced around there, but we haven't gone there. to take in the whole ambiance. Disney's Boardwalk. There's a lot to do there, from restaurants and jelly rolls. If you want to get ice cream,
Pizza window.
Yeah, it's just it's just a lot to do. If you want to walk around, have a romantic evening with a significant other, perfect place to go.
Joe's
Time out.
Margaritas.
How's the pizza?
The pizza's good.
It is.
They don't know good pizza.
We've got.
Is that pizza Rizza good, or is it?
No, it's
closer to.
It's pizza you would get from your local pizzeria.
Local pizzeria in the Northeast are very, and I'm talking about New York City, New Jersey, are very different from what you can get anywhere else. Chicago style pizza is very different as well.
I'm just saying, quality wise, yeah, obviously.
No, I'm talking quality wise, and
he's a pizza snob, John.
I know he's a pizza snob.
When did you have the pizza window last?
Oh, the last 2 years.
Last week?
No. Okay.
Oh, well then, don't listen to Stuart. They do make pizza.
I'm sorry. You know what? I will
it's
have this argument and go down fighting. I will go down fighting with anyone who did not grow up with New York City pizza or Northern New Jersey pizza any day of the week over what's good and what's not good pizza. Because people, and I don't mean to be a snob about this, but people who did not grow up with that pizza don't know pizza.
I
will
fight with you for that, and I am very stubborn. So
it's okay. So am I when it comes to pizza.
I'll just take the sushi.
I make my own pizza at home to have my pizza, so I'm good. I know how to make pizza. And
Lou Malnati's.
Yeah. I can't argue. You know what? You can't argue with it's different style of pizza, but you can't argue with Chicago deep dish pizza either.
Even Lou Malnati's thin crust. Now I'm gonna have to go upstairs and have some.
Did you know that there was a survey out, and thin crust pizza is still the favorite?
Oh, it's so much easier to eat.
Yeah.
Less calories.
Fewer carbs.
Yep.
Yeah, fewer carbs. True.
All right. Where are we?
Oh, that would be me. I think I'm done. I don't think I have anything else.
It's all right.
Yeah. I'm going to bow out with one more.
Okay.
And that is over at the Fort Wilderness. You can take your kids and visit and go to the ranch and the petting zoo.
Yep.
Mm.
All right, Kurt, you have anything left?
I had one and I can't think of it now. It's getting late. Holy crud.
Yes, it is.
It is. Lottie, I have one more myself.
I just thought of one. At the resort hotels and at a few spots in Disney Springs, the penny presses are still available. That's,
yes.
Bingo.
Yeah, still a cheap souvenir to bring home.
True.
And my final one, where you can do something without going into the parks. Mine for Gems at Fort Wilderness. They give you a bag and go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Wow. This show, I honestly thought this show was going to be a half-hour to 45-minute show, just based on things that we could come up with outside.
It moved quickly too.
Yeah, it did move quickly.
There's 5 of us with the gift of gab. Come on, Stuart. We even stayed mostly on topic tonight.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
What's up with that?
I think we gave people a lot of information, a lot of things to think about. So for their next visit to Walt Disney World, and not all these things on our list are free. A lot are, but a lot are not. So you may want to check for each one if it's free or if there's a cost involved and what that cost is, and if it's something you really want to do. But it does give people an opportunity to stay away from the very crowded parks. Oh my God. The last week or so, the parks here have been Christmas crowded.
Yeah. Very, very crowded. But we did have a holiday. It was a 4-day weekend of Columbus Day. So
let's get it right now. They're calling it Indigenous people. Yeah.
Both, I think they have on there.
Well,
if I'm not mistaken, but yes.
Call it whatever
and we do have Veterans Day coming up, so there will be another influx for that. And I know a lot of people are flocking for the last Halloween party.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be hit and miss.
Prior to Veterans Day, there's also Jersey Week, which is the
same week or the week before.
I think it's the week after. Oh, it might. Yes, it's the same week. You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. And it doesn't Ohio also have a week off too?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know when that is, but that's another one where people will be flocking to the parks.
Yes.
I did think of one thing. It's hit or miss. The arcades at the resorts. We had friends who were staying in Art of Animation during a nasty, nasty thunderstorm. They made the arcades free.
Oh,
nice.
That's nice. That's really nice that they did.
Go figure. It's like a once in a lifetime situation. It only happens every once in a while, but their 9-year-old son was like in arcade coma. He loved it.
Something I want to bring up. There's a couple of news items that I'm not going to mention here because I'll save it for our next news show. But we did mention this on our last news show. Genie Plus increased their ticket prices both at Disneyland and at Disney World. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on what they're doing.
What is it up to now?
At Disneyland, it was at $20. Now it's $25. But there's an asterisk that goes along with that. On busier days, more popular days, it could go even higher. At Disney World, most days will be $15, but there are days where it will increase. Now I'm guessing it'll be the holiday season to $22 per day.
They have surge pricing now.
Yeah. Yep. It's a variable model that they're using.
Yeah.
Personally, I think this is something that people are going to pay, and they know that, and they can do it because they're going to get their money. So if people want to go to the parks when it's crowded and you want the privilege of going on certain rides that you might not otherwise be able to get on those days, you're going to pay for it. Now, they haven't mentioned the pay per ride, so it'll be interesting to see if that goes up as well.
We've talked about this ad nauseum.
Yeah. It's supply and demand.
Yep.
All right. We'd like to know what your thoughts are on the price increases. And actually, I'd rather hear, I know a lot of people are going to be negative about it, so I want to hear the people that are positive about it. If you have a positive thought about the price increases, let us know. All right. We're going to get the heck out of here. We will be back early next week with the news and events show. And until then, I want everybody to have a safe weekend. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
See you real soon.
Well, I do have my Beast shirt on tonight, and there's Lumiere and Cogsworth, and we had Cogsworth on the show earlier tonight. So I would like, in honor of Angela Lansbury, whom we lost this week, I want to share "Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast." Goodbye, Angela. We'll miss you.
Have a magical night and stay safe.